guys, I'm Aussie Villa and welcome to episode 126 of Raise the Holte, our bid for world domination with Aston Villa. And today we have two big games. We face Leicester in the league. They're 13th. We're at home for that one. It's more of a warm-up this one because the second game is the second leg of our Champions League first knockout round against Sevilla. We got a decent result last time out. We didn't play well, but we did get a 3-2 win. So those away goals could be vital. So hopefully we'll book our passage into the quarterfinals yet again at the end of this episode. Now, before we get to any of that, let's have a quick look at what's happened since last episode, starting with our hosting of Liverpool. We fell behind late in the first half to a good strike from the edge of the area. But Marin drew us level just after half-time with a great strike of his own from almost the same blade of grass. A few minutes later it was that man again, finishing off some good interplay from Hughes and Rashid to secure a massive 3 points. So there we go, a massive result this one. Liverpool, they're falling away, they haven't been in the best form, but that said, it was a good comeback. Because we were poor in the first half, we really didn't deserve anything based on that. But that man, Antonio Marin, he is just proving to be our saviour this year. We had a season a couple of years ago where it was Almeida that was saving us. This season it is Antonio Marin. Two wonderful goals. You can see we dominated the game. Well, not dominated, but we were the better team in the game. Perhaps the one warning sign there was that Gaz Mosley played quite well, which is never a good sign. But otherwise, yeah, had deserved 3 points. Now next up, I think we went to West Ham. It was Marin again that opened the scoring after 15 minutes when Chris Hughes' block shot fell to him in space. Hughes had more luck in first half stoppage time, benefiting from a block before lathering a shot in off the crossbar. And he doubled his tally late on, capitalising on some great build-up play from Almeida and Rashid. Now this was a really good performance. Marin again, Chris Hughes with a double. Now he hadn't scored in a little while, he'd been on a little bit of a goal drought, so it was really good to see him get a few in this one. Again, you can see we were the better team. The match stats maybe don't bear that out, but the player ratings certainly do. Rashid picked up a little bit of a knock in this one, but it's nothing too serious, so that's all fine there. So yeah, another good, solid 3 points on the road. And next up, while we were on the road, we went to Brighton as well. Rodrigo gave away a penalty before Alpha Silla showed some composure to rescue a point that we barely deserved. This was really disappointing. You can see we did have more of the game, but we were just poor. Again, Almeida was, again, look at that, 6.3. I don't know what's wrong with him this year. He hasn't been playing well. Brian Carlos, I know he's unhappy, and he wants first team football, but I don't think we can give it to him because he's not playing well. He's just not playing well. Now maybe it's the players around him that aren't playing well either, but yeah, I mean, we brought on a young South Korean to play the number 10 role, which he can kind of do, but, you know, it's not his natural position. Blake Scully, who I think is, quietly becoming a very good striker. I know I'd like to use him on the left wing, but he's quite a good striker as well. So I think he's overtaking Brian Carlos very quickly here. But just all around, it was just a disappointing performance. Fiorini, who's supposed to be an experienced player, didn't play well either. It was Rodrigo that gave away the penalty, and he ended up being our best player on the day. So yeah, that was just a bit of a disappointing result. But if we look at what all that means for the league table, it's not the worst. We're still top. We're 2 points clear of Manchester City, though we do have 2 games in hand on them, so it's a lot more comfortable perhaps than it looks. And the reason why it's a lot more comfortable than it looks, I'll show you in just a second. Everton's still right there, though. Only played a game extra than them, but they're only 3 points back, so they're still in striking range. And after that, Liverpool have a game in hand on us, but they're even further back than Everton. So it's looking good for us in the league, but it's not done just yet. But let's have a look at the team and what we expect here from Leicester City. Now, we're hosting them. You would expect to be able to get a result. You can see they're down there in 13th, so they're not the strongest team in this particular season. And we do have a good record against them previously, though that doesn't necessarily mean too much. Now, they're a Roberto Di Matteo coach team, so it'll probably be a draw if it's at Villa Park, won't it? They're an adventurous, standard playing mentality, and if we look at the analysis report, this is how we're expecting them to play. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get down the sides of them, get the overlaps, and sort of run the show from wide areas, which we have the players that can do that as well. You can see all the other information about them there. Now, the team we're sending out, we have a lot of fatigued players, and I am sort of, given the state of the league right now, I am prioritizing the Champions League, even though we're in a decent position in that one. So if I show you the thing here, look, match fatigued. So a lot of players almost a lot of the backup players are the ones that are fatigued, which is really annoying. That's partly because of the Brighton game and partly because of playing people in under 23s to make sure that they keep developing. So Gaz Mosley goes in goal. It's Nepo, Bergkamp, Thor, and Kosic as the back four. Aya and Turpey go in midfield. Roberts, Grealish, and Rodrigo. We don't usually use Grealish in this role, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And then Brian Carlos, I said we can't really give him any more chances. Rodrigo's injured. Scully's match fatigued, as is Hyun. So he gets one more chance. So there we go. The scouts got it right. They are playing as expected. They got a decent enough. They got some decent names in there, don't they? Stig says, "Do it for the fans." All right, let's maybe a bit of passion. Let's give the fans a performance they're expecting here. Given that we're at home, you'd like to think we can get the job done here. Oh, come on, man. Come on, Brian Carlos. Please play well. This is Gaz Mosley's 125th appearance, and one thing I have just realised is that I haven't changed the marking. If they're playing wing-backs, we need to make sure that these guys are marking the wing-backs. The reason I send these guys back, in theory the full-backs could do it, but I find if these guys are tracking back, what it does is it just helps create the overlap in wide areas because they're already back here, so it gives us a little bit, more players naturally out wide that can break free. And it gives the wing backs then, when the ball gets turned over, do they go with, do they try and close down the fullback, or do they go with our wingers? So that's why I do it. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. We'll find out soon here, won't we? Bit of a quiet start to the game. Be interesting to see. Kosic just picked up a little bit of a knock, it looks like. I'm not too worried about playing Fiorini against Sevilla if we have to, but we'll just kind of see how that goes. I don't like that the players are looking a little bit nervous here. Here goes Grealish from the corner, edge of the area for Nick Roberts. We've seen Rashid. That's a good ball for Gary Turpey. Oh, Gary Turpey, first goal of the year. And that's a really, really good goal. Really good goal. Nick Roberts knew he didn't have an avenue to shoot down. Turpey poured himself into space. And really, really good job. Two of the youngsters named after you guys as well, which is good to see. Look at this. Turpey just poured himself into space. Turn. Oh, that's a really good finish. It's a really, really good finish. Really happy with that goal. There we go. So that's 1-0, and hopefully now that'll get us underway. I don't know. Brian looking nervous again. He just has gone off the boil. I do want to try and... Brian Carlos, there we go. Oh, he's got a flick on there, and it's David Bergkamp that gets the goal this time. Not the... he got an absolutely worldie, didn't he? Earlier on in the year for his first goal. That one is a little bit better in terms of, just not better. It's, it's a little bit different, I should say. More, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say it's more of what you would expect from a centre-back. That's what I'm trying to say. Good to see Brian Carlos get an assist as well. A nice little flick on there. That's helped his morale. And at 2-0, it's happy days here, isn't it? I think we've just got to be an assertive, don't get complacent. We don't want things to fall away here. Rodrigo's been a little bit disappointing. Haven't seen much of him. Everybody else there is doing fine. Let's maybe just tell Kosic. You haven't had a good couple of games here for right backs, which is troubling. I prefer our right backs are playing well, but if everybody else is playing well around them, then it should be fine. I do wonder if maybe we go back off attacking now, but that's a little bit boring, isn't it? So we won't do that. Let's give it a show some passion. Is there anybody on the bench we want to bring on? Not really. Bale is match fatigue, so ideally we want to leave him on the bench. He was more or less just there as an emergency backup. Here we go again. Kosic with the throw in for Grealish. Back out for Kosic for Gary Turpey. Turpey threads the ball in there for Roberts. Roberts, that's a good ball to find Nepo. Can Nepo do something? Oh, it's an own goal, is it? Oh, I thought it was a really good finish, but in fact it was just it was a really good finish, but just not from one of our players. It's a really good deflection. We'll give them some praise for that. But yeah, I think it was obviously a really good cross from Nepo. He had some good pace on it, but we've lucked out a little bit. Yeah, to be fair, who was right there? Somebody was right there. I'm not going to get him. Him. No, missed it. Somebody was right there, so the defender didn't maybe have too much of a choice, but to sort of get something on it. But at 3-0, that should now do the trick for us. We'll keep praising. I don't really see sense in taking anybody off. Grealish has done well to head that back down for Kosic. Decent ball in. Carlos is there, but it's out for AR. AR should get to that. He does nicely. Nepo, good ball in. It's headed away. Turpey's there. Across there for Kosic. Kosic Good ball in. Oh, and it's hacked clear again. And again, AR, this just is excellent pressure. Nepo again. Nepo, back post. Nick Roberts. Oh, what a header from Nick Roberts. That was a really, really good goal. Only his second of the year. He's been a little bit quiet this year so far. Maybe opportunity hasn't quite been as often as as we would like it to be. But Rashid's playing the way he's been playing. It's been difficult. But that was a really good header, wasn't it? Attacking at the back post. That was Rashid-esque. Rashid will be proud of that header. And that is now 4-0. Definitely job done. What we might do, actually, is we might look to save the legs of Nepo. Because we can bring Dali on. We do have Casey back as well as an option there. So we have multiple options at left back that are good options. But if we can save maybe Nepo's legs, maybe get Sevilla out of him as well. And then we can go from there. But this isn't it yet. There's still about 2 minutes to go here. Can we add a fifth? Turpey to Rodrigo. Oh, Rodrigo walks in. Oh, Carlos gets his goal. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. A good finish. Rodrigo did all the hard work, but the tackle has fallen to the feet of Carlos, and he's not made any mistake. So this has turned into a really, really good game for us. A couple of the youngsters are getting goals. Carlos has had a good performance. Yeah, look at that. Just fell to him. Maybe the goalkeeper could have done a little bit better, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's give him some praise. Look at those match ratings. This is just what we needed, and there's still a minute to go. We might even get 6 here. That would be harsh on Leicester, wouldn't it? But it is Roberto Di Matteo after all, so he's a little bit rubbish at Villa Park, isn't he? Turpey, what's he going to do? It's a nice looking pass out there for Kosic. Brings it down. Can he get another cross into the box? Oh, it's blocked. Are we going to retrieve it? We are. Still 30 seconds to go. Still timeout for Turpey. Back in for Grealish. Oh, Super Jack gets his name on the score sheet as well. And it is officially a rout. It's 6-0. Third goal of the season for Grealish. And he's had a really good game, hasn't he, in that number 10 role. It wasn't typically somewhere where he excelled in our early time at the club, which is why we ended up, sort of through experimentation, playing him as an advanced playmaker, but further back in midfield, or sort of where Turpey's playing this game. But he has done really, really well. And dare we dream of 7. Dare we dream of 7. There's a way. Have it. Oh, not a chance for Nick Roberts to put his foot through that one. But there we go. 6-0. Against a mid-table Premier League team. They weren't a bunch of muppets. They were a decent team, but that was really, really good, wasn't it? Now it just has to be a don't get complacent, doesn't it? So there we go, 6 of the best for Aston Villa. Kosic, that's okay, that's not a problem. Thor gets a pay increase. Oh, 55 grand a week, that's fine, he's worth it. And Gary Turpey, what a performance from man of the match, Gary Turpey. A goal and an assist, that's all we can ask for him. And did I say last, I can't remember if I mentioned that City lost to Wolves last time out. I meant to say that and then I got distracted. But there we go, so that is a really good result for us. We are now relatively comfortably clear of the rest of the league. Guys, wait right there though, we'll be back. It's all about the Champions League next. We host Sevilla. Big breaking news. Mourinho has been sacked by Manchester United. This is amazing. It means we don't have to face that stupid bitch football that he plays. Everybody behind the ball, counter-attacking. Mourinho at Manchester United is no more, which is, as I said, amazing news. But let's not worry about that now, because we have bigger fish to fry. We have a Champions League quarter-final to qualify for. We are hosting Sevilla. You would like to think that we are our favourites for the game. You'd like to think we can get through, but I just want to draw attention to this. Look at this. Manchester City, 8-1 on aggregate over Real Madrid. What is going on there? You can see Manchester United, Celtic, Atletico Madrid have already through as well. If we were to get through this tie, there would be the Champions League draw at the end of this episode, so stick around for that should we manage to do this. But again, Miguel Herrera is their manager, attacking, standard playing style. We saw what they did last time. We're going to try and not rely on Rashid to get us out of jail this time. And we're going to be just a little bit more cautious given that we do have the lead and we do have the lead on away goals. So it's going to be Gaz Mosley in goal, Nepo, Rodrigo, Forster. Fiorini plays. Kosic is not really fit, to be honest, after his knock. Fiorini has a little bit of a knock, but he's not. He's back in training tomorrow, so we'll risk him for this one. It's going to be AR, Leroy, and Silla in midfield. Rashid and Marin with Chris Hughes up top. So there we go. They are coming out quite defensively again. So we'll just be, as I said, be a little bit more cautious. Just let them come at us, which they have to do anyway, and then hopefully try and pick them off. Go out there and prove a point. Let's go a little bit of passion. Let's give them some faith here, and let's go win a game. Let's go win a game and let's see what we can do. Villa Park in full voice. I long for the days of Champions League football at Villa Park. It'll probably never happen, but you never know. Maybe one day. So let's see here. We really just need to be sensible. They need to score twice to overtake the away goals. So as long as we defend well here, we should be okay. As they run the ball, walk it into our penalty area, and Gaz with quite the save there. Actually, 30 seconds in, not the start we were looking for, but no damage done as of yet. Here we go from the corner, comes in. It should be easily cleared. Marin's there. Doesn't really get it fully cleared. They're going to have a second go from the wide area. It's there. Nepo should get to that. Hacks it clear. And that is agricultural at best. There we go. Let's get creative here, boys. Let's try and settle down. And I'm going to keep an eye on Fiorini. If he does start to fade, we're going to bring Dali on, who we've played on at right back before, and he's done okay. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. As I said, we don't really have a third choice right back, and the ones I was looking at in January were just ridiculous, like 60 grand a week for a third choice right back. That just seemed irresponsible. Can we win that? They're looking shockingly good here, aren't they? Benali, oh, Gaz with another save. All right, I think I've seen enough of this. We're going to just close up the lines a little bit, just make it a little bit more difficult for them to get through us. But yeah, this is looking like it's going to be. They look as good away from home as they did at home, don't they? Let's get there. Nepo wins that. Good header from Nepo. Danger. It's not yet cleared, though. And now it is. Wait for this highlight. I almost wonder if we need to give the shout of like a demand more or something. Rashid picks that up. Back for Fiorini for Silla. What's he going to do? In for AR. Obviously, we look quite deep here now, don't we? Oh, Leroy, what is that, mate? What is that? We've given it away. And I don't like what we're seeing from the team here. I really, really don't like it. Oh, another save from Gaz, was it? Or was it just onto the crossbar? Let's give it a concentrate. We're not playing well right now. Alright, I'm wondering if we go Chris Hughes as an advanced forward. And I'm thinking, what if we try passing it into space? They were really pushing up at us there. So let's perhaps try that. Let's give it a get creative. And it's another Sevilla highlight. We have not had a highlight yet. The one we did have, Leroy gave it away and ended up coming back at our goal anyway. Aya goes down to close him down. Come on, boys. Come on. Oh, we don't look good right now. We don't look good. It's there. Leroy heads it clear. We need to get some sort of control on this game, don't we? Ball across field. We're not closing anybody down, and that's been coming. It's 100% been coming, and we can have absolutely no complaints about that. It's tied on aggregate. We do still have the lead on away goals, but it's not looking like we're going to hang on to it, to be honest. We don't need to see that again. It was a good finish, credit where it's due, but we have not been in this game. All right, here we go. We've told them to show some passion. Are we going to show something? Forget passion, show some sort of football ability, boys. Here we go with Leroy for Silla. Silla, it's a bit of a lungy tackle. Leroy's there, a bit of a space. Oh, good ball for Marin. Oh, and Marin. Usually so reliable, and he's hit the crossbar, but it looked like it may have been offside in any case. But that's a sign of life. Finally. But that has been absolutely horrid. Absolutely horrid. It's going to be an aggressive what the F, boys. I'm not happy with what we've seen there. We'll get back out. And, I mean, we just need to be better, don't we? Do we go back to a number 10, I wonder? Alpha Silla to Rashid. That's a decent tackle there. And again, it's just coming straight back to us. I mean, this is supposed to be a kickoff highlight. Rodrigo, that's a good tackle. He goes early for Chris Hughes. All right, come on, Chris Hughes. We need this, mate. We need this. Chris Hughes, there it is. There it is. Not even 30 seconds after the break. A good tackle from Rodrigo. We'll say it was a through ball. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And it's straight into the path of Chris Hughes, and he does the rest. Look at this. One touch. You know what? He may have meant to do that. It may not have been a panic clearance, but Chris Hughes, as the advanced forward, just up, with a little bit of luck, it looks like the shot's taken a deflection past the keeper, but it doesn't matter, because it's in the back of the net. 12th goal this year for Chris Hughes, and that undoes their goals, so that's good. It gives us a little bit of breathing space, though if they were to get 3, oh, Jesus, boys. If they were to get 3, I'm wondering, they do seem to cut inside a lot, don't they? Let's maybe defend a little bit narrower. Try and make them go round the outside of us because they look like naturally they want to keep cutting in. Here we go again with Silla. There for Fiorini. For Silla again. What's he going to do for us? Alpha Silla, nice little ball there for Chris Hughes. Turns, it's delivered a cracking ball for Marin. Can he find someone at the back post? They're running in. It's Rashid. It's off the crossbar. Or the post, actually. It wasn't the crossbar. Hit the woodwork, though. And I tell you what, we've looked better this second half. We're not even 3 minutes in and we could have scored 2. This is much more like it, boys. But work to be done defensively again. Over to the back post. It's there for Rashid. It's a bit of a loose pass in the end. Where's Rashid going? Where's Rashid going? Jesus, mate. It's a good ball for Marin in the end. All right, Antonio Marin, the saviour of Villa. What can he do here? What can he do? He goes himself. Can he square it back for Chris Hughes? Oh, what a goal! A second for Chris Hughes, but that goal was all Antonio Marin. I love this man. I really do. And he's just a program. I know that deep down he's not he's a real person, but not in the game. He's just so good. Oh, he's wonderful. And he only has 1 cap for Croatia. Let's not forget that. It's pinballed around in there a little bit. But that is excellent, excellent stuff. What a start to this second half. That we just needed to wake them up, apparently. Rashid's not having a great game. We do have Paul Walker on the bench. I do wonder if it's not Rashid's day. We've seen before, if it's not his day, it's really not his day. So we might take him off. We'll give Paul Walker a run out. I'm looking at Fiorini there. The fact that he's still actually injured makes me just a little bit nervous. So we'll bring Dali on for him as well. He's not fully fit. So I'd like to think that we're in a position now where we can hopefully just see this out. Corner comes in. It's hacked clear by Silla. Can we get onto that? No, it doesn't look like we can. But that's okay. We'll go and close them down. Back to the keeper. This is becoming a little bit of a long old highlight now with not much happening. Stuff it up. Go on, win the ball. No, not quite. Over the top. That's easy. Nepo's there. Should pick it up. Time, mate. There we go. There we go. Let's build and go here, boys. A third goal, and you'd say it wraps it up for us. They do really well to come back from that. Here we go. It's over the top. It's not good enough, but Hughes has picked it up. Can he find Paul Walker in space? He can find Paul Walker in space. Oh, it's going to be a red card, is it? It is going to be a red card. It was a little bit lungy. It was mistimed, and see you later, boys. They're down to 10. That should be that. I would be really annoyed if we didn't see it out from here, I'll be honest. Let's give it a demand more. Is there anything else we want to do? We have Tonali on the bench who could do a little bit of match-up and is coming back from injury. So let's maybe bring him on for AR. Just yet, we'll use the Champions League. It's a little bit of match practice here to get Silla, not his name, Tonali up to speed. Oh, just over the bar from Rodrigo. The difference between the first half and the second half, it's been watching a different team, hasn't it? It's almost like the teams have swapped jerseys at half time. To be honest, can we nick that? No, not quite. But yeah, we've been so much better this second half. Hopefully I'm not going to go and jinx it now. Can we win that? We'll just let him run through the middle of us, boys. That's fine. What a goal that is. That is absolutely stunning. And it just brings it back now. If they were to get another one, we're tied on aggregate and on away goals. And that just makes it nervous again. How have we let him run that far? I don't understand. It's a stunning finish at the end of it, but considering we're defending with not much width as well, it's defending narrowly. How has he walked through there? Tonali with the corner. Can we wrap it up again? Yes, Jan Forster. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. There we go. Second goal of the year for Jan Forster. And that is that. Now, that should be that. We'll give it a concentrate. Just make sure that we don't go and... Because if they were to score again, if they were to get level on goals again... obviously, we would be absolutely stuffed on away goals. So not defensively at our best, but, I mean, second half, as I said, we were much, much better. It's sort of a bit of a wonder goal there that's made it look a little bit close. But there we go. We're into the hat for the last 8 for God knows how many years in a row this is now. But that is really good. Our defense of the Champions League goes on another round, and I'm going to say that we got away with one today. So there we go, we win the first Champions League knockout round. First leg triumph, it did help us through. Chris Hughes, the saver of Villa, along with Marin in that one. But well done for him. He's finding his goal-scoring form again, which is excellent, excellent news for us. Paris wants Forster. These guys just need to go away. They're not having our players. Guys, wait right there. We have a Champions League quarter-final draw to come. Okay, welcome back. We do have the draw for the Champions League coming up here in just a second, but before that, we got our youth intake. Not the best, to be honest, but there's a couple of decent options there. One thing I do like is we've got a couple of good right-backs in, so maybe we won't need to go and sign right-backs after all, but yeah, I'm really liking Lee Shaw. You can see he's already decent enough getting forward, some good mental attributes in there as well, so he looks like he could be quite the player, and then even better than that, Grucock. Not the best name going around, but it'll do. Again, it looks even better. Not maybe as good technically right now, but I think all round he looks like a really, really good player in the making. So there's a couple of other guys there. Potentially a good striker there, and Kevin Smith already has good finishing and decent enough pace. But yeah, not the best, but certainly a couple of potentially really good players there. Now, one thing I did want to quickly mention as well while we get the draw underway here is that I have changed the schedule ever so slightly just to allow me a day off on Sunday. So Villa will now always be Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. And then Everton will be the other days, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. That just means that it gives me Sunday off. I didn't get to watch much of the football last weekend, so hopefully that's okay with everybody. Yeah, so that'll be just the 3 episodes for both every week and nothing on Sundays. So let's have a quick look at who we can get here. Behind my head, we have Celtic and Rangers, 2 Scotland clubs in the last 8. That's all right for them, isn't it? So it's Celtic, Man City, and Paris behind my head. Then Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, and Man United, and Rangers. Who do we want? I mean, ideally, you'd say one of the Scottish clubs, maybe Atletico Madrid. The others are tough. Man United is not having a good year this year. We're first out of the hat, which means we're at home first, and we get... Oh, he didn't hit automatic draw. And we get... Celtic. Perfect. That's almost exactly what we wanted. Rangers, they get Man City. Chelsea, hopefully they'll get... Oh, so it's going to be Man United versus Paris. So that's not too bad. If Rangers could maybe do us a favour, knock out Manchester City, that'd be good. And the others, I'd probably rather face Atletico Madrid than Chelsea, and I don't know. I don't like playing domestic teams, so maybe we want Paris to win that just for something different. But there we go. It is Celtic in the next round of the Champions League. Now, did we play them last year? I always get this save and the Everton save mixed up. No, maybe it was Everton that we played them last year. Yeah, we didn't play them last year. So, there we go. But obviously they're a decent team to be here in the first place. What am I clicking on here? Who knows? Anyway, that's it for today, though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed that, 6 goals past. Yeah, I mean, it was lots of goals this episode. Not the performance perhaps we wanted in the first half against Sevilla, but job done. So we'll be back next time. I think what we'll do, we'll come back for Manchester United and Arsenal in the league, because if you look down the remaining fixtures and where teams are situated in the league especially, I mean, they're pretty much the last really big hurdles. I mean, we've got Everton at the end there, which will be tough away from home. But given the state of the league right now, if we get 6 points from that episode, I'd almost say we're going to be really, really tough to run down. So I think that's going to be absolutely huge. So we'll come back for that next time. Then we can do Wolves, Celtic, and then Celtic and West Brom. So a couple of Champions League derby doubles there. But that's all for next time, guys. Until then, Open Aussie Film. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care.